Hey, we're going to read a special story called No Roses for Harry. This is the front cover, this is the spine, and this is the back cover. Right here you'll see the title. The title says No Roses for Harry by Jean Zion. When I was a little girl, I loved when my mom would read this story to me. Here we go. No Roses for Harry. Harry was a white dog with black spots. On his birthday, he got a present from Grandma. It was a wool sweater with roses on it. Harry didn't like it the moment he saw it. He didn't like the roses. When he tried it on, he felt cozy and snug, but he still didn't like the roses. He thought it was the silliest sweater he'd ever seen. The next day, when Harry went downtown with the children, he wore his new sweater. When people saw it, they laughed. When dogs saw it, they barked. Harry made up his mind then and there to lose Grandma's present. When they went into the big store to shop, the children took off his sweater and let him carry it. That was just what Harry wanted. First, he tried to lose it in the pet department. But a man found it and gave it back. Then he tried to lose it in the grocery department. But a lady found it and gave it back. He tried to lose it in the flower department. But a little boy found it and gave it back. The children didn't let Harry carry it anymore. They made him wear it. As they started home, Harry was beginning to think he'd never lose it. When he got home, his friends were waiting to play with him, but Harry didn't feel like playing, so they left him alone. As he sat wondering what to do, Harry noticed a loose stitch in his sweater. He pulled at the wool. Just a little at first, then a bit more, then a bit more. Harry didn't know it, but a bird was watching. I wonder what that bird is going to do. In a minute, Harry had pulled out quite a long piece of wool. The end of it lay on the grass behind him. Suddenly, the bird flew down. What do you think the bird wants with that wool? Quick as a flash, she took the end of the wool in her beak and flew away with it. It all happened before Harry could even blink. Oh no, as she's flying away with that wool, his sweater is unraveling. I think that's just what he wanted. The sweater began to disappear right before Harry's eyes. First one leg, then the neck, then the other leg, then the back, and finally, the whole thing was just one long piece of wool flying into the sky. The sweater was gone. Harry could hardly believe it. He barked and jumped with joy, and then he ran out of the yard. Harry was excited. He had been trying to lose that sweater all day. He ran down the street barking "Thank you" to the bird over and over again. The bird and wool were just a tiny speck in the sky, but Harry kept following them. He came home thirsty and tired and was having a drink in the kitchen when the children ran in. "We got a letter from Grandma," said one of them. "She's coming to visit us," shouted another one. Harry thought of the sweater and his tail drooped. Uh-oh, he didn't want to disappoint Grandma. Before Grandma came, the family looked everywhere for the sweater. They wanted her to see how nice Harry looked in it. Of course they couldn't find it. Only Harry knew why. Why couldn't they find it? Oh, that's right, because the bird unraveled it to make a nest. When Grandma arrived, Harry ran to her with his leash. He sat up and begged. "All right, Harry," said Grandma. "After I've had my lunch and a nap, we'll go for a walk." That afternoon, Harry and Grandma and the children started off on their walk. Harry barked happily and pulled towards the park. Dogs love to go to the park. I wonder what he wants to show her at the park. When they got to the park, Harry pulled harder. The children let him off his leash, and he ran on ahead. He seemed to be looking for something. What could he be looking for? All at once, he stopped under a big tree. He looked up and began to bark and wag his tail. Grandma and the children came running. What do you think they saw? They got to the tree and looked up too. Suddenly, one of the children said, "I see a nest." "It's made of wool," said the other, "and it's the very same color as Harry's sweater," they shouted. "It is Harry's sweater," exclaimed Grandma. Just then a bird looked out of the nest. "Look, Grandma, look," shouted the children. "Harry gave his sweater to a bird." "I wonder how he did that," said Grandma. The bird sang, and Harry wagged his tail even harder. At Christmas, Harry got a new present from Grandma. It was a new sweater. Harry liked this one very much. When he tried it on, he felt cozy and snug. Snug as a bird in the nest. But best of all, it was white with black spots. The end. So on the front cover, we see a picture of Harry wearing the sweater that he wanted to get rid of. He didn't like that one. And on the back, we see a picture of Harry in the sweater that he liked. Let's review this story. Who can tell me, who are the characters in this story? Remember, the characters are the people or animals in the story. So who are the characters? Yeah, Harry. Who else? The grandma. Who else? The boy and the girl, yeah. And the bird. Excellent. Now, where was the setting of this story? The setting is where the story takes place. So where did this story take place? Were they at school? No, they weren't at school. Where were they? Oh, you're right. They were in their house opening presents. And also, were they inside or outside? Oh, they were at the grocery store, at the department store, and the park. So this had lots of different settings. It had the setting of the house, the setting of the store, and the setting of the park. Can you tell me what happened first in this story? What happened first? Harry did something. He opened... Oh, yeah, he opened the present. What was in the present? Yep, that sweater. Did he like it? No, he didn't, did he? So what did he try to do? Yeah, he tried to get rid of it. He tried to get rid of it several times, right? He tried to get rid of it in the grocery store, in the department store, in the flower shop. He tried to get rid of it, but people kept giving it back. And he was not being successful at getting rid of it. He felt really disappointed. And all of a sudden, what happened? What came along? Yeah, the bird. And what did she do? She grabbed a little piece of it in her beak and she started to fly off. And as she flew off, what happened to his sweater? It unraveled, you're right. So when Grandma came to visit and they couldn't find the sweater, what happened next? That's right. Harry took them on a walk, and then where did he take them? To the park. Good. And what did they see when they were at the park? They looked up in the tree and they saw the bird in her nest that she had made from what? From the yarn from Harry's sweater. It's in the same pattern. Were they shocked? Were they surprised? Thankfully, Grandma wasn't upset. She ended up making him another sweater. I hope you like this story. Hey, come here. Come here, baby. I'm going to show you my dog, baby, for Puppy Wednesday. This is my own little puppy. Hey, Abe, say hi to the little girls and boys. He doesn't look exactly like Harry, but he's my favorite puppy. You good boy? Hope you have a great Wednesday.